Hi, I'm Kendra Lambert, the Director of Discipleship Ministries here at Mount Vernon Nazarene University. We just want to welcome you as a new student. Just want to go over a few things in campus ministries and the importance of spiritual life here on our campus. Some of my co-workers you will get to meet later today. Anthony Mako does the Director of Arts and Worship, and then Katie Hayes, who is here in person, will talk to you a little bit about community and international ministries. So, what is spiritual life at MVNU? I think, from my perspective, in serving here for many years, spiritual life is a big asset to who we really are. We want you as students to be a part of our spiritual life program, to grow in your relationship with Christ. If you're not a Christian, that's okay too. But we do want to kind of introduce to you some basic tenets of what our faith journey looks like here in this community and how you might want to grow and develop in your own spiritual formation. There are a couple things I want you to know about chapel attendance, which is required for all students. But you have some different options in how you can earn your credits for chapel. And we'll talk a lot more about these during New Student Institute, which is called NSI. But we have a couple options here for you to choose. As you can see, corporate worship, which are morning and evening chapel services usually held in the chapel auditorium. All new students are placed in a small group and led by an upperclassman leader. There are Cosmo opportunities, which is community service. You'll learn a little bit more about that once Katie shares. Service learning trips, a wellness program, and mentoring. Like I said, all students are required to earn chapel credits based on their academic status. You can track your online chapel attendance through the portal. We'll show that to you during NSI. But for right now, you may want to go online to the MVNU Student Handbook and just read a little bit about our chapel requirements there. A couple other things I just want to remind you of. To receive your chapel credit, you always just need to carry your ID card, and those are usually will be scanned at the end of the service. And that will then be downloaded, and your credits will show up on your portal. So it's pretty simple.
Hi, I'm Katie, the Director of Community and International Ministries at MVNU, and I want to tell you a little bit about how you can be involved here in our Knox County community and around the globe. One of the things that we have at MVNU is Cosmo, and that's our way of getting involved in the community through community service groups. You can work with kids, you can work with adults, you can work with the elderly, you can create things, you can travel to urban areas, all sorts of things that you can be involved in. And Cosmo is also connected to chapel credit, so if you're involved in Cosmo, then you can get credit for that at the end of the semester. That's one thing we have that we really like here at MVNU, because anyone can be involved, anyone can start a group, and anyone can be involved. So the next thing I'd like to tell you about is M2540. This is an initiative that we have that connects us here in Knox County to our local elementary schools and a local food initiative here in Knox County, and then also in Belize and Swaziland. These are just ways for us to partner in the world to provide education, health care, food, ways to teach us what it is to live in the world and how we can be more like Christ in that. So through that, we have concerts, we have 5Ks, we have discussion groups, we raise a lot of money for our partners, and this is just a really cool way for us to get involved in the world. If you've ever been on a mission trip, that's what service learning trips are. We have usually around 10 trips that travel domestically and internationally. This is a list of where we went last year. These are a couple of pictures from those trips from Indianapolis and Guatemala. And anyone can travel anywhere internationally or within the United States and do things like VBS or building projects or working in medical clinics or teaching about healthcare, all sorts of cool things, going on a backpacking trip in the Pacific Northwest. There's a lot of things that you can do to learn and to serve through service learning trips. The last thing that I'll talk about is Justice Talk, and this is MVNU's way of talking about really important social justice issues that we see here in the United States, here in our local community, and then all over the world. These are a couple of examples of what we talked about last year, and Justice Talk is usually where you can just sit and have conversations. It's a safe place to be honest about what you do believe, what you're confused about, and what you'd love to do about those social justice issues. So if you see any of these things on campus, don't be afraid to get involved. We'd love to have you. And we have student leaders all over the place that would love to get you plugged in. So on the campus ministries team, like Kendra said earlier, we have Kendra, Discipleship Ministries with small group and chapel and things like that. Myself with Community and International Ministries, and then Anthony Mako, the Director of Arts and Worship, or Worship Arts. And you can talk to him if you want to be on chapel worship teams, or if you want to be involved in music in that way. So thanks for listening. We hope that you get involved.